Alright guys, range report. I think the only thing that I can really say right now is that my mind is boggled. Something so weird happened. I just can't wrap my mind around how to fix this. Neither could the guys at the range. So, go out to the range, and I put my paper up at 100 and 200 yards, and shoot. Go for the 100 yards first. Can't hit the 100 yards. So I go out to the 50 yards, and put a piece of paper up, shoot at that. Can't hit that either. I'm high. I'm always high, way high. Now, I will explain what I did to laser bore sight this rifle. But I don't have one of the casing lasers. I just have one that you stick in the front. So stick it in. It's got this big old muzzle brake on it, and I can't be bothered to take that off to bore sight it. So we stick it in, and the front of it sticks out of the muzzle brake rather than the actual muzzle. I figure this is going to be good enough to get me on paper. It usually is. This isn't my first trip with first time sighting in a rifle or anything like that. And everything lines up, looks good, should be able to hit. Out at the range, this is not the case. We're way high, like a couple feet high at 50 yards, and even farther out at 100 yards. So what we do is we pop the bolt and look down the barrel to bore sight it. According to this, the sight's right on. So we've got a sight that lines up with the barrel, that lines up with the laser bore sighter, but is shooting high. So high that the scope is dead on. By the way, the scope's bottomed out at this point. To get that laser bore sighting, I pretty much bottomed the scope, and it came out just about right. The scope at 1,000 yards is dead on. I did not touch my elevation or do any sort of holdover to shoot 1,000 yards with this rifle and scope. And that is it bottomed. And the bore, and I came back and I double checked my laser sighting and my bore, and it's still on. I am just at a loss to explain this. Is my rifle round going woo or what? I've never dealt with anything like this. I've never seen or heard of anything like it. Neither the guy at the range. That this rifle is shooting. I'm looking down the bore now. I can line that up with my usual marker out there, and the sight's right on it. So we should be shooting right, correct? But no, it's going to be a couple feet, more than a couple feet high at 100 yards. I was shooting at a buffalo target at 550 yards, and it was about 3 feet high. It was still a foot high at 850 yards, and dead on at 1,000. So, how do I explain that? What do I do to fix that? Because that's like nothing in my experience. The scope wasn't moving. We'll talk about, other than this issue, this rifle was amazing. I shot 1,000 yards because once we figured out we weren't going to get anywhere near paper, we were out of adjustment on the scope, we just kept pushing it out to see, 550 yards, 650, 750, to see where this thing was actually lined up. And we finally settled on 850 was where I got my first hit. And that was holding at the base of the target, and it dinged the middle of it. Like 1,000 yards, it was right on, maybe a little low, but once we figured out, well, I could shoot at the 1,000-yard target. We dialed in my elevation. I probably put 5 shots in a row in maybe an 18-inch square. So, technically, that's more than sufficient at 1,000 yards. anything less than 1,000 yards, and it's insufficient. But I'm super happy with the accuracy. I'm happy with the cheap ammo I was shooting. This thing can get her done. But I have to figure out what on earth is going on to make this thing. It's got to be the optic. It's just bending my mind here. Is the optic tube somehow bent or what? I don't even know. But this is maybe somebody here has experienced something like this, to where you can look down the board, it looks great. You look down the optic, it looks great, but it shoots way high. That doesn't even make sense. If the optic was bent, but it still looked great, it should shoot great. I don't know. Range report, really good. I shot all 35 rounds through it. I feel good. Didn't hammer it. It does hit hard enough to where it can be hard to keep tracking your target through the scope. I didn't have the most solid setup. I really should just get a shorter bipod and put it on this. But it dinged at 1,000 yards just fine. I went and played around at the other distances and held under, and I was able to hit those. But the ammo I was using, what is it? Herder's Select Match Craig is actually fairly hot. I was getting a little bit of sticky bolt. I didn't see any pressure signs on the brass. One we had to actually ream out of the barrel. We looked at that one and we didn't even see any pressure signs with the brass. So I don't know, maybe the bore was a little dirty. We cleaned that after that brass got stuck, and we didn't have any more problems. But there was kind of a sticky bolt all throughout the use of this rifle. So, but it's hot. It seems very consistent. So I'm happy with that. It should be for 340 a round, but compared to like the Lapua ammo or something like that, which is almost $8 a round from the store, this is easily a very good value. So I'd like somebody to chime in and tell me what they think of my problem, what they think is the issue. The scope held up well. It's not damaged. It still dials. The windage worked just fine. I had no reason to try and dial the elevation because it could only go, farther. So maybe this is a 1,000 to 2,000 yard only rifle, and you're gonna have to get something else. I don't know. I just am at a loss. I've measured the base. It's on correct. The scope is on. Everything measures out fine, and this thing should shoot dead nuts at 100 yards, or really close to it, and let me finish sighting it in, but it doesn't. It shoots dead nuts at 1,000 yards. So, hey, mission not accomplished. I wish I could say mission accomplished, but I've got to figure this out first. If it was shooting 1,000, if I could have sighted again at 100 yards and shot like I did today at 1,000 yards, mission would be accomplished. $1,005 for 1,000 yards. But it's not, unfortunately. Not being able to shoot anything under 1,000 yards or 850 yards without holding way under is not acceptable. So, chime in. Tell me what you think. And let's try and figure this out. I wish I had a clue. Maybe there's something really easy that I'm going to feel like an idiot for missing. But, like I said, the guys at the range were clueless as well as to what this could have been. I'll put in a little footage of shooting. I didn't take much just because I was so wrapped up in trying to figure this out and also enjoying hitting that 1,000 yard gun. which was great. You know, just see it wiggle a bit if you could keep the track on it, and then just a couple seconds later, boom. I do have a video of me shooting that gong. You can't hear it in the video. There's nothing really to see, but you'll see the rifle fire a couple times. Once the range got busy, it was pretty hard to even hear the gong, just because somebody would shoot, or there'd be an echo or something like that going on, and you just couldn't hear it. But, so there's that. I'll put that video on the end of this, and hit me up. That's a tactic app, be quiet. And hit me up and tell me what you think is going on. I could use all the help I can get. Alright, catch you later.
Touch low.
But centered?
Centered, yep, you were centered and you were about a foot low.
Yeah, the wind died down a little. Okay, I got her now. Oh,
Go shy.
shit.
Nice a day to pass up.
Oh yeah.
James works for the sheriff of the police department, right?
Correction.
Correction, right? I knew he's wrong.
He's a big wig with them. As I understand it, he comes up with a lot of he basically trains all the SWAT.
Okay, well, he brings them out here.
When they're training out here, they're training on their own.
Oh,
He sets up their training
Training
curriculum.
schedule. Okay.
He tells them what they're going to train, as I understand it. I think there's more to it than that, but
Probably.
doesn't matter anyway. The boy can shoot.
Oh, yeah.